OG versus GAIMIN Gladiators. This is going to be a nice, juicy game.
Yep. Yesterday wasn't exactly the best day for GAIMIN. They've made some pretty strong adjustments, I want to say, in this draft compared to the two that we got to cast yesterday. So it does look like they're really trying to find the solution. Tofu is very low.
Yeah, he gets off a bushwhack. He had already used his fairy fire. Looks like, oh, the howl. Down he goes. First blood for Seb. You don't see that every day. First blood from that ability. Has to pop the fairy fire to survive, but now he's out of charges. See if he stays in lane for that much longer before going back. But Tomato, he's getting gone in the meantime. Shockwave's there for Ace, and Seb nowhere near to assist.
What's life if you can't laugh at yourself, Shannon?
That's true. That's my entire career in a nutshell. Ari getting caught off guard here. Quinn is there with the damage rune. It's going to end up being an easy one. He'll take it. Quick shackle there, but we're going to see the first coil of the game now. By the BZM. He will snap it. TP coming in from Seb with the stun. Illusory orb being dodged by BZM, so he will survive as a result. So in the end, it's a support for support, but Quinn on the other side of the tier 1. Sunstrike definitely not going to hit. They will end up finishing off BZM. Nice play from Quinn.
Yeah.
Now he has the Hand of Midas. Very nice.
Yeah, it's always interesting to watch OG play Invoker because it feels like it's kind of funny, right? BZM is, okay, hang on.
Yeah, they're not done yet. Seb's making his way over as well, so it's a 3v1. Can they keep the lockdown in Snare? Tomato doing a good job of placing himself in front, so he will get skewered if worst case comes, but Ace dies first. Now Quinn TPs to the bot lane to try to at least get a support, but he's not even going to find that. A lot of aggression here early on.
Yeah, what I was going to say is it's kind of fascinating to see BZM play Invoker because it almost feels like, okay, you know what? I'll just shut up.
Yeah, just quiet your mouth as Ari.
GAIMIN,
like
go
he's
hit
gonna get
some
picked
creep
off.
so we can talk about the game.
I prefer this, of course. The less you talk, the better.
Yeah, all right. So BZM is playing an old school Invoker in a way. I feel like in the last... Yeah, there you go. Whatever.
Seb gets bushwhacked to a tree. Skewer is going to miss completely. Swaps into Ari, but the coil applies to 2. And that's going to be the death of Seb at the very least. Whisper coming in, though, with a big arena onto 3 heroes. A spear into the Sunstrike. It's partially shared, but it matters not as Quinn will drop. So it's a 1-for-1. Tomato coming down.
What?
Meatball, I mean. We're struggling to death. Celery time. Tomato with the sleep. I was thinking tomato, you know, same thing.
Is a young player, right? You would think this is something that the experienced old Invokers would keep running, but he's the one sticking to it.
Yeah, magic. Oh, Sunstrike not set up this time. Tombstone to counteract this. Doraccio getting pushed back with the rebuke. Tofu and Quinn have come to play as well. Seb's going to take a sharpshooter along with the Acorn Shot, but the Whisper ult comes through.
Oh,
not really lead to the huge Tomato coming out. Quinn able to get out just in time. So only a support dead so far for OG.
We'll see. He went for the Orchid first, which I think is quite telling. I don't think you're going to go Orchid into Ags. It feels a bit weird. So probably travels BKB.
You can see the backstab action here. Celery will be the recipient, but they can see Doraccio on the side now. That's what they really want. Eclipse comes out, ripping through Seb. He gets off the swap. Keeps him healthy for the time being. And well, Doraccio looks like he might actually get out. But now Quinn has come to play. Coil onto 2. Hoodwink comes in with the bushwhack. But the Sunstrike, oh, looks like Quinn's going to be able to get the kill on Ari. He's actually going to survive through this somehow. RP comes through from Ace. Skewer back. Quinn dies to BZM. Maybe not the best of decisions there. And Whisper looks like he'll be taken by Doraccio and company. A double kill for the Luna.
Yeah. Last kill was 18 minutes, so 7 minutes ago. All right. Well.
But you're right. There will be action very soon. If not now, sharpshooter onto Mars will break him temporarily. Doraccio with a really early BKB into Eclipse. He's doing basically nothing, though. Ari will eventually fall, but that is not great for GAIMIN. I feel like OG could still fight this 4v5, especially considering they still have that Aegis. We'll see if they opt to do so or not, knowing that that BKB has been expended. That's the other thing, is the double BKB for GAIMIN is up, so Doraccio and Ace both have one.
It's so hard with power. Shit.
Tornado, EMP into... Oh, they got big RP onto 2 from Ace, but the Song comes in to try to counteract this. Ace with his BKB is able to continue to go through, but the Sunstrike coming through onto Doraccio. Deafening Blast as well, and the Tomato destroys him, SyndereN. double kill for BZM. The coil from Quinn is there as a sharpshooter.
Holy shit, that's clutch from Seb.
Tofu.
Really nice.
Now on the run. I'm not going to hit either of these spells. As 2 cores dead for GAIMIN, and OG come out on top here.
If this scan expires before anyone runs in, it does. Oh, this is just...
Well, that might have been GAIMIN's scan.
I think it was Radiant scan, right? I think this is... That's actually worst case scenario timing-wise, but at the very least they have a Forge Spirit covering. And they are going for a push play at the same time, so this is going to be a bit awkward.
It might cost them some buildings, but second Roche is probably worth it as long as it's not the whole barracks. And GAIMIN getting away with murder here.
I don't like this from OG, even if they get the range tracks. I actually think this is a bad trade in the game state. They need to get something out of this.
He's looking to swap. Quinn, the song cancels
good.
Several teleportations, and that's going to lead to potentially a full set of racks. And Whisper now trying to combo on top of this with the Mars Arena into the Spirit, but the RP counter initiation into the Eclipse, but a nice swap from Seb, keeping Tomato alive. Tornado not going to do much with all these BKBs activated. Tomato now completely on the run. I believe the Serpent Wards were also placed, so the building should be falling, but this might be a team wipe if they're not careful. Tomato trying to do as much damage as he can, but he drops in the end. BZM forced to Ghost Walk along with the BKB. There's the Sentry, but likely will not be able to catch up to him. So OG get away with 2.
This frees up the map a bit. It's very nice, especially when you're playing against Naga, that you will have this lane.
Whisper, he's going to find an ace who pops the BKB inside the arena. Tomato still has the song to try to get away if they actually want to re-engage here, but the RP is going to be used just on the Mars. Quinn with the coil as well, both onto just a single target. And now the Meatball surprise to grab Ally, saving the Magnus for the time being. He actually gets out just in time. Beautifully done. Tomato now taking a lot of the Eclipse charges here, but the Song of Siren is used. Ice Wall connecting, and that is death number 1 for Luna. Gonna spawn right on top of a Spear and Ice Wall into the Sunstrike. Down goes Dyrachyo. Does have his buyback intact, but that is a big fight for OG, and they could have gotten Magnus. That was as close as it gets. Because you had to exit the tombstone before it dies, or else you get stunned. And he came out with 1 tick available, and then blinked away. As Whisper trying to set up some more potential kill. Quinn gets speared to his building and destroyed. And just like that, they're gonna have to double buyback now. The swap is there. Looks like Ace takes the tumble. BZM with the BKB on the run, but it's going for Dyrachyo. This will be a dieback for him, and indeed it is. Quinn silenced dieback number 2 for GAIMIN, and that should do it. As OG, the GGs do come out. They take game number 1. This was right after GAIMIN had such a good turn of events for them.
Yeah, they got the Aegis, but the fight that they have on their high ground area at the Ancients just not good enough, right?
Ace should still be able to play his game if he wants to. Like, who's really standing in Brood's way?
Oh yeah, this is a 1-1. This is a 1-1 here.
You like the Zeus?
What a great last pick. What a phenomenal last pick this.
So a 1-5 start now for GAIMIN would put them under a lot of pressure.
This would be a bad start. Yep. Concoction coming from Dyrachyo, trying to slow them down. He gets hit by a tree. Hits it onto Whisper. The blood grenades applied to him as well, but Whisper not taking the brunt of the damage because Tofu, one of the best level 1 heroes in the game on that gyrocopter, will end up getting first blood with Quinn. And then they get a second kill onto Ahri. Quinn with a double to open the game.
So a very nice advantage GAIMIN from the beginning here.
Yeah, talk about the Zeus. I know the panel kind of discussed it a bit, but it does feel like a very good Zeus game. An old school counter to Terrorblade, which TB's not a hero that's been as popular as has been in the past, but still should get destroyed in theory, like on paper, but that doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah, both Zeus builds actually work well against Terrorblade, but I do hope Quinn goes the caster route and not the right-click one. I think it's going to be better to play on Nimbus, I think, in this game, and Refresher. Okay, that was very over-aggressive from Tofu. Uncharacteristic mistake from him there. And to keep Dyrachyo low so he can't use Concoction, and also for the regen, it would have been really nice, but managed to find it. Pressure again.
Dyrachyo continuing to take heavy harassment damage. They're going to try to turn this around to Ahri, though, as the Concoction will come for him eventually. And it will be enough to deny Dyrachyo and get the kill. He got the XP as well, just perfectly timed.
Was that actually on purpose?
I mean, he didn't cast it, so I would think so. As Celery cleans up Whisper as well. What are your thoughts on the hero?
I think this is a hero that Gaming Gladiators really like playing together with Brood. I think there's something about the way these heroes interact. Oh, well, hang on. Let's see if BZM even survives this.
He gets the toss off.
He might be a ice.
And the Avalanche should be. Although
Frostbite
Celery,
again.
yeah, it's really low cooldown.
Ice
Actually, the
pick.
freezing field, BZM will fall.
My bad. I didn't realize Maiden was level 6 minute 8. That happens all the time, right? I mean, it's a combination of factors for the Gyro, right? Other supports got nerfed a little bit, so he can find his way back. And I think specifically GAIMIN pick it because they like the lane with Brood. There's something about the dynamic between these two heroes when they play that they really enjoy.
All right, normally this would be a whatever kill, but Celery, like you said, very high level.
He's also not dead yet.
Not quite dead. It takes a while. Seb cleans him up in the end, but there's the focus fire coming from Seb onto Tofu. Leads to a double kill for him. So both supports swiftly taken out. Do what you will with that information. Quinn and company are smoked up.
Oh, BZM's in trouble.
BZM already using the Avalanche. He's just dead. Just plain and simple. No way to get away. Tosses it. Lowly Spider. Well, we talked about how his ult absolutely crushes Alchemist, but getting in position to actually use it will be the difficult aspect. I mean, you do have toss, I suppose, but that typically you want to initiate with a toss. That's a support tiny you're looking at, not a mid.
Yeah.
Want to reserve that for the full Avatos combo. Yeah, a little bit awkward for OG.
We're looking to put some pressure here on mid. Maybe the idea here, okay, we have BKB on Whisper. Let's make them fight us, you know?
Yeah, but they're going to get the Avatos from BZM. Looks like Tofu will take the sharpshooter to the back of the head.
Here comes
the
spiders.
Ace and company trying to flank OG. As there's the Thunderbolt. Man, Ari just gets deleted. There's the Thunder God's Wrath to follow. Whisper forced to BKB. Trying to run away, but he dies with the BKB still active. And now OG fully on the run. You can see how little damage they did to GAIMIN as a whole.
Yeah. Oh, BZM.
Yeah. Wrong 50-50 there. You feel like they need... I mean, I guess it's already gotten to this point, probably. Where you want to try to force fights, but when can you bring the TB into the fray?
He was part of this mid play, wasn't he? They just he couldn't get in. Seb's dead.
Yeah, Seb is donezo.
His tower's gone. Probably Roche is gone too. I think GAIMIN can just take this tower and go straight Roche top. There's absolutely no way in the world OG access that fight against Spider Vision, against Zeus, against Alk with Blink Radiance. No way in hell. And they're
BZM getting caught off guard. Whisper on the high ground. The Sharpshooter's going to connect onto Celery. Actually canceled the result as a result of the toss, but it's BZM taking the brunt.
You just triple down on completely concentrating on laning station, not the macro of the game, where this Broodmother is going to ruin you. And if OG do not do well in lanes, I don't want to be on that side. And that's been the exact situation.
BZM
again
can't blink out now. Frostbite's there. Tofu even making his way over.
In the camp, so he's dead.
He is dead again to Quinn. Gets his Echo Saber just in time. I mean, going back to the draft, how often would you say, as we're going to have to hold that thought because the Doom has been used.
They don't even get him.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ace is just fine.
This is demoralizing.
That's a big spell down now.
He's very fast with the Yasha and webs, so he just runs away. 400.
Now Ari orchid it up. We'll just assume he's dead at this point. Seb getting a nice shackle onto the Alk, but little damage to follow. Doom is obviously down, so Whisper just trying to run away will BKB TP. This is the state of affairs for OG in this game too.
Oh, that's a very oddly specific question.
There's nothing else to talk about in this game. Look at the freaking game. Are you watching what I'm watching?
I am.
Smoke,
I'm watching a dead
Doraccio,
Whisper.
yeah, well, there's nothing Mr. Whisper can do. He's already used everything, so easy kill again for GAIMIN. Tomato TP's out.
And the Alk that they picked specifically into Doom is doing just fine. So, it's not...
Yeah, they're being scanned out. Nothing OG can do, though. Tormy goes the way of Ace, actually. Okay.
That's a nice free one to get.
Insatiable hunger buff, I believe.
Yep. More damage every attack. All right,
okay, Whisper trying to make his last stand here, potentially. Shackle actually connected, but the BKB already came out. Not healing is Doraccio. He's just going to run away, though. Whisper cannot catch up. Celery will be the first to fall, so good start for OG, but they lose their Doom shortly after.
Oh, that's a good call down missile 3 there.
Yeah, let's connect on Tomato, taking a ton of magic damage via Quinn as well. He gets off the Sunder just in time. Now we'll try to run away, but Seb and company have taken so much already, and BZM feels like his damage output wasn't really felt in this fight at all, as Tomato now just hightailing away. The Avalanche should try to get away. Doraccio, concussion, blinks in, gets the double stun. They kill off Tomato. BZM next on the list as Ace gets both. My goodness, that was actually quite disgusting. As Ari in the trees will fall as well, and the Broodmother has taken over. Ace completely unstoppable. Now they go high ground.
This is the first game this tournament that we feel like we see some, you know, vintage gaming, right? Like this is just bread and butter from them, and it all worked out this time. Just completely demolishing the whole map from the laning stage until the finish, using some of their best heroes in the Brood and the... I would say this is the best team in the world at playing Crystal Maiden. I know it's not a flashy hero and doesn't a lot of the time seem like it does too much.
I would say it was flashier this game.
Celery stomped this game, like absolutely ran them over. And it all started, of course, with the 2 kills on the first blood for Zeus. Ace is almost keeping up with an Alchemist in GPM.
I mean, he's easily the MVP.
That's absolutely wild. He is so rich. 6-0 on 5, 230 CS minute 27, while also pushing and putting pressure on all of the map. He's been finding all of this, and yeah. Looks like a formality at this point. OG aren't even tickling Dyrachyo.
Yeah, they just got a 27-minute Midas picked up, apparently, for the Doom, as BZM taking a decent amount of damage, but it's Whisper who's getting gone on by Dyrachyo. They lose their Hoodwink already. Whisper in the trees, completely out of mana now, as Ace just running wild. Takes out Tomato easily. Whisper next. All right. OG, think it's time. I think it is time, as Seb can't call GG yet because he's still alive using that keyboard. Now that he's not, enter GG.
Celebratory freezing field from Celery.
And there it is.
Yeah. All right, that's
so they split it.
That's the biggest stomp I've seen this tournament. That was not even remotely close, and we had a stomp yesterday of our own against GAIMIN GLADIATORS, as a matter of fact. BetBoom ran them over in the second game, but not to this extent.